What's up, you beautiful viewers? My name's Woke. I'm an artist from Connecticut. I have some space here that I would like to transform into a creative corner. So let's take it from this to something much better. Let's start now. First thing I'm going to do is get this whole area prepped. Okay, first off, these ceilings are way higher than they look from this camera angle. I promise you'll see me on a step ladder a little later. And secondly, I absolutely hate doing prep work. Unfortunately, I kind of had to because this is in my basement and I did not want any of the furniture down there to get damaged. By the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys an entire tour of the new studio all the way around this room. And the reason that I worried about things getting damaged is because I am planning to do a mural on this wall that I am prepping. The mural is going to be done with spray paint, so to prevent some of the overspray from getting on anything, I put plastic down on the floor. And then I put a tarp on top of that. And right here, you could see that I am taping off portions of the ceiling, but the tiles will be replaced, so I'm not really worried about the ceiling tiles. At this point, I just cut up a trash bag to fit inside the window so that I could tape that off and protect the glass. I'd like to make the trim that's around the window white, just so it's a little more subtle and goes with the white backwash that we're using. So I'm just gonna spray paint it just to make it blend in. Before painting, I just wanted to make sure I used the remainder of the trash bag to cover up the lantern that is on the wall. That was put there before I moved in, so that was not my choice. I will actually show you right now what this place looked like before I moved in. Please don't mind the mess, and I meant to say this was when I first moved in. So as soon as I got into the house, I threw my electric drum set into the corner. If you guys don't know, I do play drums. I have a few drum sets on the other side of the basement, so maybe in some of the videos I will play. Anyways, getting back to this basement, does this not look like a VFW? If you disagree, it's because you probably haven't seen the bar on the other side. Here's another angle, and yes, that is fake brick for walls. Also not my choice, but since I'm a graffiti artist, it kind of worked out well. Eventually, I took a weekend to paint the walls white and redo the floors myself, and here's what it looks like. But it definitely needs a mural and some life down here, so let's go to the art store and pick up some paint. Normally I'm pretty stocked up on spray paint, but I had this idea to create just a gray tone background so that any artwork I was working on in a future video would kind of pop off because I typically do everything full color. Most of the time I work with Montana Black, but I wanted to see the variety of gray tones that the gold line had to offer. The gold line seemed to have a smoother gradient of light to dark. You could see here there's 70-10, 70-20, 70-30. I don't know where 70-40 went, but 70-50, 60, and 70. If you can't remember the names of the colors, these numbers make it super easy. Everything is prepped, the wall is ready to get some paint on it, and I'd love to say that I mapped this out freehanding and everything, but in the interest of less fumes and saving time, I am projecting. I can't have a lot of fumes going on. I gotta get this done as fast as possible, so forgive me for not freehanding it, but I'm gonna project it. When it came to a design concept, I thought it would be nice to just have nothing but letters behind me, just a whole bunch of different versions of my name, some of the crews thrown up on there. Just nothing too distracting. I designed this layout on my iPad using Procreate, and with the program I was able to just rearrange the fonts to figure out where everything would look most pleasing, to me at least. I get asked pretty often what kind of projector I use. This is literally just some cheap projector that I bought years ago on Amazon. I'm sure there's better ones, so I'm not even going to tell you what I use because there are better ones out there nowadays, trust me. I need to get myself a new one. Once everything was traced out, I was able to turn the lights on and double check and then do any touch-ups needed for any areas I may have missed. And from there, it was time to start on the other wall and freehand the rest of the artwork. Everything's loosely mapped in. It's time to fine-tune this thing. The first thing I wanted to start with was all of the bubble letters in the background, aka the throw-ups, the throwies, the simples, and the signatures. My goal was to keep these background portions nice and simple, and then elaborate on the foreground piece later. I gotta say it was kind of nice just sticking with the gray tones and not worrying about all the colors that I was going to use for once. It kind of brought me back to my monochromatic series that I recently did. In here you could see me going in with my stencil cap to get some nice thin lines around my signature. I'm not going to mention the company because I've given them plenty of free advertising in my other videos, so eventually I'll talk to them about a possible sponsorship. But man, that stencil cap makes some clean lines. The next step I had to do was make a minor adjustment. I wasn't happy with the lettering I did for YIC, so I decided I was going to erase it and redo it. Before doing this, I grabbed a paint marker and a scrap piece of cardboard and sketched it out for a rough game plan. Once I had that all sketched out and all fixed up, it was time to get into the foreground piece. I think all the background stuff is done, so I'm going to focus on this portion. So at this point, I think my background is all done, and I got some privacy window stuff for that window there. So I'm gonna get that put on, and I also want to replace some of these ceiling tiles. So I got new ceiling tiles to throw up in there. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, I lied. I am having some help from my love to put this window privacy thing up. She is a pro. Thanks, love.
Welcome.
From the windows to the walls. The sweat is just dropping down my... Sorry. Keep it PG. Keep it PG. Anyways, I need a desk to work at, and I ordered one online, so I'm going to put it together now. I'm so excited to finally have a stand-up desk. I have never had one before, and after using it while editing this video, I gotta say it's very nice to have the option. This is a sneak peek at how it will be when I address you guys in the future. Right in front of the a-hole. Alright, I've got 16 feet of underglow here that I am going to put right around the base behind me. Alright, we've got this annoying process of cutting tape, and then I'm peeling it. Very sticky. I'm handing it off, and the set is nice enough to adhere to the wall. This was the set's idea, because the company gave me these things to screw in, but they are a pain. They're not. I know it sounds easy, it's not. Also, the molding is on an angle, so they don't go in well, and the clip is too tight. Alright, things are coming together. We got the lights, we've got the background, we've got the desk, we've got the privacy window, but we need to make this place a little cozier. Now we've got the rug. But we're not going to stop with just a rug. Let's add a little bit of green to this environment. Kind of bringing like a nature to the street, to the indoor vibe all together. A nice comfy little accent chair as well. Some additional lighting. A little more greenery. I think everything's in place. and I'm finally ready to show you guys everything down here, give you a full tour of the studio. Almost ready. First, I gotta tell you about the new merch drop. That's right, guys. I have some new tees available. I have this new shirt. I also have this new shirt. They come in multiple colors. Also, some of the shirts that I dropped a couple months ago, these are now coming in multiple colors. So there's different color options available. They are all printed on Next Level Apparel, so they're super comfy. On top of that, I have new phone cases that fit on iPhones, Androids, so be sure to check them all out at kbuart.com, where I've got plenty of merch available. That's right. If you want to support me more, you can always head on over to kbuart.com, where I've got pins, stickers, phone cases, like I said, shirts, like I said. I've got some hoodies left. I've got prints, original artwork, so be sure to take a look and maybe pick yourself up something. I really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Oh, sorry. I was just pretending I knew how to read while looking at one of these books that are for display purposes only. I'm sure you guys want to see the rest of this studio space. So without further ado, here it is. Okay, zooming out of the A-hole, we have the corner that you guys have seen all along. We have all of the graffiti work to see, all of the plants set up now. And over here, I have my canvas that I started almost a year ago. I have been slacking. I have not gotten back into it. I probably shouldn't even be showing you guys this at this stage, but there it is, early sneak preview. And now I know you guys have waited to see the rest of the area, so we're going to turn this camera around and show you this nice little lounge area. This little chill area where, I don't know, maybe someday I'll have like friends from the crew over and do some interviews or podcast style stuff. You could see on the table here, I have some magazines and books set up. These are all the issues that I have been printed in just this year. So big shout out to Alchemy Magazine for putting me in this issue. They also put me in issue 7, so thank you so much. Skin Paper Paint did an awesome write-up on me. There's my name on the cover. Thank you so much. Very appreciated. Be sure to check that out as well. And Street Graffiti and Street Art Around the Globe 3. This is a big text-style book, which is filled with amazing graffiti artists, just like all of the rest of these magazines are. So be sure to check those out. Okay, getting back to the lounge area, I do want to point out that some of the ceiling tiles were still not replaced. Here's the new ones. Here's the old ones. They're just so expensive, which brings me to my next point. Patreon. That's right. Another way to support me more and hopefully let me get more ceiling tiles is to join on Patreon and become a member. I've been trying to keep up a little more on Patreon and show a little more of what's going on in my life and what kind of projects I have going on. Always giving some early sneak peeks. I put a sneak preview video of my studio space out at least a week and a half ago. So if you want to catch up, be in the know, and see all the stuff that's coming out beforehand, be sure to add me on Patreon. Very appreciated. And now we'll get back to the tour and thank all my paid patrons. Okay, let's talk about some of the artwork that I chose to put on the wall. Here are just some of my old pieces that were framed up, so I threw them up there. They are prints on canvas. And I decided to put them next to some of my favorite artists' work that I have because I thought maybe that would be the only way they would ever be shown together. So I will start with, here, let's start over on this side. I've got my print from Artists in Wonderland, where everyone was nice enough to sign the bottom there, so thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. I've got a print here from Greg Crayola Simpkins, one of my, actually, you know what? He is my favorite painter. Greg, you are my favorite painter. Thank you so much for recently following on Instagram. That made my life, so thank you. Also, Duz is probably one of my favorite graffiti artists. Still waiting for him to follow me on Instagram. Maybe tag him in the comments, guys. And here is another piece from Crayola. I'm sorry, there's so much glare on these. And on the other side of the room, to the left of me, When Life Gets Harsh. I showed you guys the bar earlier, but let's take a look at it again. Here is the Boo Bar. When things get a little rough and I need a little break, here's where I can come hang out. I've got my bar pretty stocked up, and I've got this nice print signed by all of the members from Newfound Glory, one of my favorite bands. I would absolutely love to do some album art for you. So if anyone watching this knows them or knows how to maybe get in contact to design some album art for them, let me know. Fun fact, there is actually a fridge in the wall. It still works even though it's old. And if anyone leaves beer in the fridge, it becomes communal beer. So anyone that has partied here and left beer, that is for everyone else now. And here is a zoomed out view of the whole studio. Give you guys a quick little run through, another little 360 of everything, so you can get a better idea of the layout. But yes, this is the studio. All right. Glass, got some ice. Jägermeister to make everything nice. Go with some coconut rum. And this yellow Red Bull, which should be pineapple juice, but that is okay. Let's see what we can make here. And let's go with this one. So that should be pineapple juice for all you bartenders watching. Let me know what this drink is called. Maybe I'll give you something. I don't know. Drink is called Really Freaking Good. You guys come here often? If you don't, you should think about subscribing. Oh, it's good. That is good stuff. If you do come here often, don't forget to like. Maybe share this video with someone. Catch you guys on the next one.